I have loved before, but I had never been in love. And you know, it sounds sad because at this point I was 33, and you know, maybe to some people that sounds sad, but it wasn't sad for me, girl.
It's disastrous beauty. The way for me. It's disastrous beauty. Change up your look daily. It's disastrous beauty. The way for me. It's disastrous beauty, baby. It's disastrous beauty. Change up.
So June and July are going to be the only months that are combined, and they're combined because, girl, I don't remember. I don't know what in the world was going on in June and July. I'm gonna keep it all buck with y'all. I have no idea what was going on in our lives in June and July. You know, for the summer months, both of my kids are pretty much not with me. You know, that is like one of the plus sides of, it depends on who you ask. But for me, and I love my kids, don't ever get it twisted, but I'm an honest parent. Mamas need breaks, okay? And one of the plus sides of not being with your kids' father is that they take them breaks with their dads. And you have a lot of time to just be a person. So my kids were gone. And I had a lot of time to just, look at Run. And that's when the bubble started. You know, we called what we did June and July the bubble. Our folks didn't know what was going on. Our kids didn't know what was going on. We kept everything very separate. And you know, the thing about dating somebody that's your sign is that you get each other. There was no fighting. There was no arguing. There was no, what are we? Well, where are we? Like, what do you call this? You know, because Virgos be Virgoing, and we were Virgoing, and we got each other there. It was like a mutual understanding that we don't know what this is, but we're gonna enjoy it. We don't need no label. We don't need nobody in our business. Our kids don't need to know what is going on till they need to know what's going on, girl. And honestly, the summer flew by, and it was the best summer of my entire life. It was the best summer of my entire life. And it wasn't just about the intimacy, it was the conversations. And if you're a Virgo, you know, we are ruled by Mercury. I think Virgos and Geminis. Conversations, if I can have a good conversation with somebody, honey, that is, you are in there. You are in there. If you can, like, if we can converse and spend hours talking, you're in there. And we both understood that. And we would walk his dog, which is now our dog. We would walk the dog and talk and laugh and joke. And it was just this sense of, you get me. And I had never been understood the way I was understood with this man in my entire life. You know, I really, really, really felt seen for the first time in my entire life. You know, it was so good. I didn't even have words for it. I didn't even know how to tell anyone what I was experiencing, except that it was the best experience of my life. June and July was the best experience of my entire life, and it has shaped our relationship. Those 2 months shaped who we are to this day, hands down. Child, even thinking about it, it's not the blush that got your girl blushing. So we are on my third life. We are on my third life, and it is titled In Love and in a Relationship. I put in love because You know, I'm not going to say this to take away from any of my prior relationships. And I hope it, you know, if any of my exes ever see this, they don't feel slighted in any sort of way. And I wish this for all of them. I wish this for both of my ex-husbands. I hope they find this. You know, I hope everybody, I want everybody to experience this. There have been plenty of times where I thought I was in love. There have been, I've been married twice. So obviously, like, if I felt like I would marry you, I hope I thought I was in love. But honestly, both times that I got married, I was in my 20s. I don't even know if I knew what love was. And I damn sure don't, I darn sure don't think they knew what love was. I don't think we did. I think we just did it because it was the thing to do. Like, that's what we thought you were supposed to do. Oh, child. But, y'all, I fell in love for the first time in my entire life. I fell in love. I have loved before, but I had never been in love. And, you know, it sounds sad because at this point, I was 33. And, you know, maybe to some people that sounds sad. But it wasn't sad for me, girl. It wasn't sad for me. And once again, we're going to talk about that happiness in my eyes. And for the first time, it met my eyes. And for the first time, I understood what my aunt had been telling me my whole life, is that, you know, she would always say, eyes are the window to the soul. And she was always fussing me about wearing colored contacts. But honey, even with these colored contacts, because I wear them for a reason, it's a traumatizing story, but I ain't gonna even get into that right now. But even with these colored contacts, that happiness meets my eyes. Go back and watch my old videos if you think I'm lying. If you think I'm lying, go back and watch my old videos, and you will see the difference, because this happiness is from my soul, girl. This happiness, and it's not just all run. You know I make it seem like that, and I hope I did a good job of showing the different parts of my life that got me to this point, and you don't think it's just because of my man. But just go back and look at old pictures and old videos of me. You'll see the difference. I promise you will see the difference. And honey, yeah, this is called in love and in a relationship. So in August, the kids start school. And I did the first day of school by myself for the first time. Even though my ex-husband and I were in and out of our marriage, the first day of school was always something that we did together, whether we were together or not, oddly enough. And so this was my first time doing the first day of school by myself. And it was cool to do it by myself. I really like doing stuff by myself for the first time in my life. It was a big deal to me. So we did that. Journey started cheer, and Edwin started football, and so it was I still had a hectic schedule, but I was enjoying it because I was in love. I was just on cloud 9 doing a bunch of stuff, and it was like, you know what I'm saying? Even though I was overwhelmed, it was still like, honey, you know what? Your life is good. Like, I was just on cloud 9 doing stuff. So in this month, we also decide it's time to make things official. Like, it ain't gonna get no better than this. If it gets any better than this, we must be dead. I don't know, but you know, we decide to make things officially official. Okay, so let me change my little notebook. And it was time to leave the bubble and introduce our families. Like, it's just time. So that's where we were. I also got that first set of teeth, and you know, like I said, once again, you can check out that story. Just check the description box or the cards or whatever. You can check out that whole story. But yeah, it was time to leave the bubble. It was time for our kids to know that we have been dating. At this point, we had probably been dating almost 6 months without anybody really knowing. You know, my folks, some people in my family had a clue. I had talked to my auntie about it, my best friends, and you know, certain select people knew, but definitely not my kids, definitely not his kids. I told Juicy before anybody because, I'm sorry y'all, not Juicy, Edwin, because Edwin and I have a different sort of relationship. Ron calls me and Edwin, he calls him my daddy brother son, and yeah, that's an accurate description of me and Edwin's relationship. Like, you know, I had him so young that I didn't know what the crap I was doing, so our relationship is our dynamics are a little jacked, but you know, I wouldn't trade it for the world. You know, it just is what it is. I was so young, too young to be being anybody's mama, but I was. So yeah, so our dynamic was different, and I felt like I needed to tell him prior to anything. And once he met him, he liked him instantly. And it was like one of those things where I knew and he knew that, you know, it was going to be up to his approval. I needed his approval before really taking it to the next step, and I got it. So we were transitioning into our new phase of life. And then we were heading to September, which is both of our birthdays. So now we are in September 2022, which is, Ron also picked up this lip gloss from Bath & Body Works for me. I love it, and it tastes so good. I know it sounds bad, but it do. If you lick your lips with this on, it tastes so good. I digress. He and the twins picked it out for me when they went to the mall. But anyways, so it was my 34th birthday, which was the 18th, and his was the 21st, and it was his 37th birthday. And I didn't want to do anything for my birthday that year, but he ended up wanting to go to the bowling alley. And at this point now, y'all, let me just tell y'all, the twins and Edwin already knew each other. They're the same age. Like, they're the same age. So, and they stayed in the same neighborhood, and so they had already rode the bus together. Edwin already had a class with one of the twins, which was also one of the reasons I wanted him to know, you know, child, I didn't want it to be a thing where it was possible of him developing a crush on one of the twins. That would have been strange. So I really needed him to know what was going on. Okay, let me just keep it a buck with y'all. I needed him to know what was going on so he wouldn't develop a crush. Because, child, he was at the age where he was practicing his lines to girls and all of that. And I'm like, how strange would that be? So that was one of the reasons I did let Edwin know ahead of time. And because, honey, girl, how awkward would that have been if my baby's crush was my new boyfriend's daughter's? Luckily, that was not the case. So, we ended up going to Topgolf together, and I'll insert some clips and some pictures. I met his whole family. I had already met his mom. Y'all, I love his mom. His mom is my goals. Like, his mom and I are very similar. She loves makeup, she loves wigs, and girl, I want to be her when I grow up. Like, y'all, I have to ask her, can I put her in my video? And y'all have seen her in my vlogs, and I'm not even sure y'all even realize that was his mom. How she looks will throw you off. You will not realize this woman has a 37-year-old son. Ron will be 38 in a couple of months. You would not realize this woman has a 38-year-old son, and she didn't have him at 2. So I instantly loved his family. Like, instantly loved this man's family. And we went to Topgolf. It was kind of like you know, everything just kind of went so easily that we were like, yeah, this is it. This is it. No Michael Jackson. So I'll insert those clips so you guys can kind of see it and, you know, see how things went that very first meeting. All right, y'all. So I changed my outfit and my lipstick off camera. I have on the Cream Shop lippy in the color Extra Sprinkles right here, and I put on my little $8 rainbow dress. Like, honey, I will slay a rainbow dress. I'm not gonna show stand up because I also have drains still in. It's Friday. I'll get them taken out Monday, but I'll be doing a video on all of that at a later time. Anyways, to get back into this video, so now we are in October 2023. So October, I have Halloween, and really nothing else was going on. We were starting to come to this house, which I now reside in, which is now my home. At this point, Ron had been trying to convince me to move in with him, and I was like, you know, I'm still gonna have to pay rent at my other place, and I just really didn't like the idea of moving in with him too soon, even though I was always here, even though my kids was like, we don't like to go over there no more. We don't like there anymore. Like, we like here. Here feels like home, there does not. Even though that's kind of where we were, I was like, I don't like the idea of paying money at a place that I'm no longer residing in. And you don't have nowhere for me to film. And he was like, he had sent me the song by Jessie Reyez, and I do plan on doing like a TikTok or a reel with that, which basically says stay forever. Like, the song is called Forever, and it basically saying you should put your bags down, like, stay with me forever. And that's basically where we were. That's basically where he was. And I knew that was a big deal because, like I said, I'm a Virgo too, and steps like that are big steps, you know what I mean? So I knew that him saying that was a big deal. It's just that I was so guarded. Like, I was just so guarded. I was so scared. I had never felt like this before in my life. One thing about me is I feel like people are, and this sounds bad, everybody's replaceable. You know, Beyonce, you know, even though Neo wrote the song Irreplaceable, Beyonce's a Virgo, and she sung it. And she sung it with her chest. And that is just like a Virgo thing. You know, don't ever think you're irreplaceable. And the feelings that I was feeling for him was to the point where I didn't know if he was replaceable. And I had never felt that in my life. So I spent a lot of time trying to run. No pun intended. But I did. So Halloween, I bought me, Juicy, and me, Edwin, and Journey ninja costumes, and we were matching. And I'll insert pictures so you guys can kind of see. I also had a vlog where you guys could see, and a lot of you guys were like, hold on, girl, you're there more than you're at home. And I was like, word. Word. Like, that's pretty much my personality. Like, I don't get offended easily. And even when people are like, you know, I don't know about it, I don't know about it, I don't care. I live my life on my terms. I don't care. So I didn't care. I didn't get offended, but I was kind of weighing my options and thinking about things like, this is, girl, do you really want to do this again? But the again was so different for me because I was scared. You know, I don't like the idea of being hurt. And I didn't like the idea of feeling like somebody wasn't replaceable. And he didn't feel replaceable to me. So I spent a lot of time trying to run. Okay? I spent a lot of time trying to run. And he spent a lot of time saying, And it wasn't like he was the type of person, it wasn't no pride. You know, it wasn't like, oh, no, I ain't gonna let her see me sweat. He wasn't like that with me. And to me, it meant so much. Like, you're not worried about how any of this makes you look or whatever. It was just like, it's just about you. And I'm getting off topic. So we spent more and more time together. Ron's house, the kids never wanted to go home. Jordan was like, I want to go to Ron's house. Whose house? Ron's house. So that's where we were in October. So in November, we basically moved in. Like, I was like, forget it. You know, forget my apprehension. Forget that I am terrified. I am terrified of really actually being in love. Because, like, once again, I had never felt like this before in my life. I had never been in love. So I was terrified that this is how I feel. You know, like, the idea of losing him was petrifying. But you know what? I decided to take that step. My kids was like, look, you can keep going. My kids are traitors. My kids was like, you can keep going to that house over there if you want to. And we you know, you come back here and visit us. Because we stand with him. We like him. We stand over here. Juicy, Edwin had already had his own room at that point. Like, the twins was like, yeah, Edwin's room. And it was just, so I was like, you know, I might as well join. And so we basically moved in November, and I would go over there to film. And, you know, this man, y'all, this man was so different. Like, he was like, you know, what do I need to do? You know, like, you tell me, I want you to sit down, you tell me what I need to do to make this house feel like your home. Like, this is your house. What do I need to do to make it feel like home to you? Like, I will refinance or whatever I need to do. I can put your name on the mortgage if that's what you want. Whatever you want, I will do, because I belong to you, you belong to me. And, you know, when we were having those conversations, it just felt, it was so different. The genuineness, anyways, so we basically decided we would have Thanksgiving at this house, and at the Thanksgiving we would introduce our families, because at that point we had just decided it was forever. And people in my family, certain people were still saying, you know, this is kind of fast, you know, this is fast. And it was just one of those things where I was like, once you meet him, once you see us together, you won't think it's fast anymore. And that has been the situation with us. Anybody that has ever been around, anybody in my life that has ever been around he and I, did not feel like it was fast. Like, now everybody rushing us to the altar. No, not to the altar. Everybody is rushing us to the altar. Like, our kids, like my grandmother, everybody. Nobody feels like it's too fast, because the way we are is just so real and so authentic. And you can literally see the happiness, the love in our eyes. And he says the same thing about me that I have said to everybody in my life about him prior to them meeting me, or prior to them meeting him. And it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know why I'm so lucky, but I have never felt like this before, and it's indescribable. My cousin Nisha always says, energy. Like, he gives energy, and he do, girl. He do. Like, he and I can look at each other and everything stops. I don't even hear nothing. I don't see anything except him. I can talk to this man for hours and hours and hours and hours on end about anything. And I I told him the other day, describing my relationship with him is like that clip of Jill Scott in Why Did I Get Married? And you know, her friends see her together again, and she be like, oh.
I didn't have that, and I do now. And I wake up with so much joy in my heart.
You know, and when she, like at the end of her describing how she feels, that's me. That's the only way I can describe it. I don't know how else to describe it, y'all, but that's where I am. So, you know, we had that. It was great. Our families got along great. I get along with his family amazing. These are some amazing people, and they remind me of my people. So I have been comfortable around these people from day one. And I'm an introvert. I'm never comfortable around anybody. So that says a lot. And also, right after Thanksgiving, the next day, we took our first trip together and we went to Houston, and I'll insert those clips. And you know, it's just been amazing, y'all. It's just been amazing, y'all. All right, so we are at the end of the year and we are in December, and I decide that, you know, at this point we're living here. We're in here, and I'm not going to even, at one point I was like, I'm going to decorate the old house and I'm going to decorate over here. Child, please. I decorated over here and over here only. He asked me, what kind of tree you want me to get? I wanted this frosted. I had always wanted a frosted tip tree, and you know, I had never gotten one. You know, honestly, this relationship really allowed me to be soft. I had never been allowed to be soft, and I'm soft, honey. I'm a Virgo. You know, in my opinion, Virgo is a feminine sign. I can easily submit if I'm given something to submit to. I can easily allow my man to lead me if I'm led. You know, if a man is a leader, and child, this man is a leader in every sense of the word. And honey, I don't mind following. And he basically asks, like, what you want? Like, just tell me. And that's pretty much his mindset. Like, even with this room, with this office, like, tell me what you want, you know? And he delivers. It's not talk. It's never talk with this man. It's never talk with this man, y'all. He will ask me what you want, and he deliver every time. Anyways, so he got me my frosted tip tree, and we decorated that tree, and I'll insert clips here so you guys can kind of see. We decorated that tree, and Christmas Day, it was just us, the twins. They obviously spent the beginning of their Christmas with their mom, and then later on, after we spent Christmas morning together, we took naps. Juicy even took a picture of us, and Ron took a picture of me and Journey sleep. Then Juice took a picture of me and him sleep, and it's just like, and I even have pictures of him and Juicy and him setting up Edwin's computer, and everything that I ever wanted, everything that I wrote down that I wanted in a man and a spouse and in my life has come to fruition. And honey, I don't even know how to act. I don't even know. I think Virgos have a hard time accepting happiness and things that seem too easy. And this relationship has just been so easy that I kept trying to find flaws in it, and I haven't. Y'all, I almost want to cry. I haven't had a bad life. I've had a real, I'm somebody that always is grateful. I'm grateful for what I have, but things have never just gone so well for me, you know? Stop, y'all. These are tears of happiness, I promise. I promise these are tears of happiness. But I have always lived my life where, you know, if something good happened, something bad happened too, you know? And that's just kind of what I've expected. But, you know, at the beginning of 2022, in January of 2022, I said, you know, this is my year. You know, this is my year. This year, my life, it won't be, oh, you get a little good and a lot of bad. You know, like I said to me, you deserve all good. You deserve all good because you are a good person. You have your bad moments, you have your flaws, but you deserve all good. And that's what you're gonna get. And I meant it. I meant it with my chest. You know, even in the bad, in the midst of all the bad, I said, you know what? You know, right now things don't look so good. You know, your marriage is deteriorating. You don't know what you want to do. You don't know if you want to keep doing YouTube. You don't know if you want to go back to nursing. You don't feel like the best mom all the time. And in the midst of that, I said, you still deserve an amazing life. And this year, you're going to get it. It's not going to be a little good and all bad no more. And God delivered. And he's still delivering for me. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, y'all. I'm so grateful, y'all. Everything that I wanted, everything that I asked for, I literally wrote in my journal and described this house. I literally wrote in my journal and described this man. I didn't know that this man was who he is. I honestly thought it was my ex-husband. I was just kind of describing what I wanted my ex-husband to be, not knowing it wasn't going to be him. Not knowing it wasn't going to be him. Not knowing that he was not who I needed. Not that he's a bad man, just that he wasn't who I needed. Not knowing that I was describing this man. This man. Me and this man, we are we have been together at this point almost a year and a half. Do you know we have not had one argument? There has never been a time in my life that I've been in a relationship where we ain't argue a month in. Not saying that we haven't had disagreements or I haven't had disagreements with him. But this man is the type of man, I manifested this man. So even when I have been upset with him, he sits me down and he said, let's talk about it. He give me a day, always. Always. And I'm gonna insert this meme somewhere so you guys can see. Always. He give me a day, he give me my time. And he first he'll ask what's wrong, and I'm like, I'm fine. And it's always something really minor because I eventually started realizing I was trying to self-sabotage because I was used to self-sabotaging. And he'll give me a day, and the first time I got upset with him, he gave me that day. And then he was like, you know, let's talk. Are you ready to talk? Yeah, I'm ready to talk. He's like, well, let's sit down, let's talk. Look me in my eye. What's going on? Why are you upset? I told him why. Didn't interrupt me not one time. Not one time. Listen to me the entire time. Listen to my grievances. And he was like, okay. And then, you know, he talked to me. And then we talked to each other and the issue was resolved. And from that moment on, that man taught me how to communicate. And even with, like, at this point, y'all, I'm gonna keep it a whole book. I will be marrying him. This is my husband. This is my forever husband. You can't tell me differently. And he is what I wanted. He is everything I wanted. And this man listens to me. And everything that I say, he take it in. Everything that he say, I take it in because it's important to me. And what I say is important to him. And God be the glory. All right, y'all. Okay. I'm done. Alright, y'all, so that concludes my video. I'm sorry I got emotional at the end. Like, girl, but at least you know, I'm being genuine. I am. That's literally how I feel. That is literally where I'm at, and I am so grateful. I am so grateful to be here. I am so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to share with you guys my testimony of that year. And I do want to talk more about how I manifested, but I basically told you at the end how I manifested. And last year was a life-changing year for me. I became a different person. I hope you guys can see it. I hope you can see it in my spirit. I hope you guys can see it in my eyes. And it, like I said before, it's not just about him, but he is a key factor in that. And that just is what it is. And I don't regret not 1 minute. Not 1 minute, not 1 second. Like I said, we are a year and a half in at this point, and I love how we did it. It may have been slow to me in the beginning because I'm used to things moving like this. I just am. But I took my time in this, and I love how we did it. I got to know this stranger as a friend first. He became my friend before he was ever my lover. And that's my homie. That man is my homie. That man is my home. And with him, I just feel like I can accomplish and do whatever. But even before him, I had started getting to know Chrissy. I started to get to know Chrissy as a person. Outside of a mama. Outside of a daughter. Outside of a wife. I got to know Chrissy, and that part is just as important. And make sure you get to know you. I hope you learned that within this. Make sure you get to know you. And once you get to know you, you know what you want in life. You know what you want in a partner. And when you know you will really get what you want in a partner. But if you are just going through the motions and doing what you're supposed to do and rushing and feeling desperate, never ever in your life find a mate out of desperation. And that's kind of where I had been before. When I happened to have found Ron, I wasn't desperate. I was just looking for a good time, honey, not a long time. And it just so happened because of where I was mentally, I found my everything. I don't like how that sounds. Just because of where I was mentally, I found the perfect person for me. And I always say I'm a pessimist, but honestly, y'all, I ain't pessimistic in this relationship. Not anymore. I'm just not. That man is my home. I don't care if it's in this house or outside in a cardboard box. That man is my home. And I'm grateful for that. I know I'll be fine when my kids move on and, find their partner. I know that I am finally setting a good example of what love is for my kids. And that's important to me as well. So, yeah. That is how I live 3 lives in 1 year. Crazy as that sounds, It was a journey, but it was a journey I would do over and over and over and over and over again. So I hope you guys got something from this video. I know it's probably going to be hella long. I may have to even do it in 2 parts. That's how long this video probably is. But y'all, it's worth it. It was worth me sharing my story, and I felt it in my heart to share this story. And I hope anybody get something from it, because it has been a life-changing journey for me. So yeah, y'all, if you like this video, if you want to hear more videos or see more videos like this, make sure to like it, and I will do more of them. I now have an office for the first time. That's not in my bedroom. I actually have an office. I actually have an amazing desk that he picked out. If you want to check out that desk, I will have it linked down below in my Amazon store. He picked out this desk where it's one desk, but I basically have a filming area and a work area all in one desk. Game changer. I spend so much time. Every time I say something about him, even when I'm talking to my girl, I'll be like, I love that man. my man. So yeah, y'all. And if you're not already subscribed, go click the subscribe button. It's not costing not 1 red cent. And if you're not already follow me on all my social media platforms, I am DizastrousBeauty on both IG and TikTok. I'm Healthy Miss C on Snapchat, and I'm DizastrousBeauty on Twitter. And I'll see you love bugs next time. Bye.
Your love completely got every style.